In this lecture, we're going to discuss a small gotcha with logical operators. I know this might seem strange because we spent a lot of time talking about operators from the previous section. However, we couldn't discuss this feature until we talked about functions. Let's circle back to operators just for this lecture. PHP is lazy when it comes to conditional expressions. Believe it or not, it's completely possible for PHP to skip an expression when evaluating conditions with logical operators. Let me show you what I mean. In the PHP file, clear the contents of the file. Next, we're going to call the variable dump function with the following expression, true and true. PHP executes the expression in the order of the conditions. Firstly, it'll check if the first condition evaluates to true. If it does, the second expression is checked. Nothing complicated so far, but what if the first expression evaluates to false? In this case, it doesn't make sense for PHP to check the second condition. The entire expression will evaluate as false, regardless of the value from the second condition. Both conditions must be true for the entire expression to return true. This behavior can potentially cause a problem. Define a custom function called example. In this function, let's echo a message to indicate the function called. Next, let's return true. Lastly, let's replace the second condition with an invocation of the example function. What do you think will happen? Do you think the message from the example function will appear on the page? Let's find out. Inside the page, only the variable has been logged. A message never gets echoed from our function. This is because PHP does not bother executing our function. Since the first condition was false, the entire expression was false. This behavior is beneficial. It prevents PHP from executing unnecessary logic. Applications should always be optimized for performance. This feature is known as short-circuiting, which is common in most programming languages. Let's try updating the first condition to true. As you can see, the message from our function has been echoed. You should always be aware of this feature. If you have a function that's expensive to run, you may want to consider adding it to the end of a condition. This way, you don't waste precious resources. That's all I wanted to mention for operators. In the next lecture, let's get back into controlling logic flow.